Welcome to week 2 of the Layup Maker course. We're talking about the geometry of momentum, and really might be your first application of geometry outside of school to look at how to use geometry in basketball to get better at it. It's going to get interesting. The first thing we're going to talk about is transforming forward momentum. So think about the scenario of running down the court on a fast break, dribbling the ball, and taking a layup with somebody chasing you. You're under pressure. Where a lot of players struggle is that ball is just bouncing off the backboard too hard. They've got too much forward momentum going horizontally down the court. And so we're going to talk about taking it up, getting a vertical jump, using some body mechanics, some different tools to make that work better. Second is going to be circling around. So taking a momentum approach to circle finishes, spinning the ball on the backboard a variety of different ways. And again, getting a softer bounce off the backboard by using that as opposed to a straightforward push finish. And then last, we're going to go work on going sideways, using a Euro step as our first counter move to really get some sideways momentum, avoiding defenders and combining that with our different ways to finish. And we're going to do that from at least 3 different angles on the court this week. So the first one we're going to work on transforming our forward momentum. Like I said, the fast break scenario is the most common one where I see players struggle. And either you or some of your teammates, you've probably seen that happening. So the first thing we're going to do is get our knee above our hip. Something we already introduced a little bit last week. We're going to get some more reps at it from different angles in a couple different applications. And we're going to really work on how to finish up high on the glass. We're going to review our elbow to eyebrow, which we also introduced to you last week on the court, trying to get that whole arm motion to be vertical. And then lastly, our 2-finger push. So adding a little bit more precision to how the ball comes off our fingers to make sure we are accurate with where we actually want to hit the glass when we're coming at high speed. And then we're going to talk about taking it up. So kind of using those first 3 pieces to help us do this, but then we really want to think about how high is high. I often ask players around the court, is there a lid on the backboard? Because most players play with really the lower half of the backboard, right? The top of the square is like as high as the ball ever gets. And we really want to use all the backboard available. Like on a full-size court, there's a 72-inch backboard. There's a lot of real estate that you can make use of and actually come up with a lot of great ways to score, great ways to avoid a block, and great ways to control the ball when you are a little out of control or you have a lot of speed momentum going toward the backboard. So using the high part of the glass, we like to work on hitting above the square. So thinking about a rainbow peaking above the height of the whole backboard and then glancing off the glass on its way down. Great way to get better at using the glass softly and avoiding a lot of block shots. And then eliminating low misses. Like we'll see maybe 30 to 40% of missed layups happen because the ball is coming too low on the backboard. Even if they've got some good spin or some good technique going on, we're hitting the glass and hitting the side of the rim or spinning over the rim. Like a lot of issues come from hitting too low on the glass. And so our goal is just to eliminate low misses, right? We might miss because we hit too high or too hard and too high or too high with too much spin or too little spin, but we want to try to scratch off the problem of missing because we hit too low on the backboard. We want to just eliminate that from our problem list. So we're going to see a video here of some high glass finishes, and then we're going to hit spin finishes with our circle motion next. So this is coming from our wing angle. Again, nothing new from last week other than the height on the glass. We're trying to hit it up above the square when it makes contact. And then this is your first look at a circle finish coming across the backboard. And again, using the high glass from that scenario. And we're going to keep tying in our footwork where we did a little bit of introduction last week, our stride stop, our scissor step, our L step. We're going to keep using all of those, but kind of mix up between them. So you get some reps with each while we're applying a different style of finish at the end as we get to the basket. So let's look at our circle finishes. Circling around. So really thinking about, instead of going at the backboard or even at the rim, we're going circling, could say around the basket, kind of around the backboard, a lot of around the defender's hand when they're trying to contest or block you. A circle finish is a really great way to get your arm extended, get a wider reach away and around your defender. And again, using that high glass provides a lot of interesting combinations that can make you a lot better finisher and give you a lot more possibilities as you're approaching the basket. The new angle we're going to introduce here is what we call the nail. If you look at the center of the free throw line on a wooden basketball court, there's an actual physical nail in the wood that they use to then measure all the lines that are symmetrically circled from the free throw line. And so it's a rather common term, maybe kind of old school nowadays, because there's not always a wooden court where you're playing, but figuring out where that center free throw line is just our way to give you a start point when we're attacking. So rather than from the elbow or the wing, we're attacking from the nail, means you are straight on with your nose at the rim. Then we're going to look at across the rim, which we just saw a brief intro of, getting that elbow extended, going across the paint from one wing to the opposite side of the paint to then finish across the rim. And then the third one we're going to look at is a high hook finish, where we're actually staying wider on the lane line. So staying right side if we were attacking right-handed, staying wide on the paint and using a high hook, again, up over our defender and using our high glass and our spin circle finish. So let's take a look at all three of these. So we're going straight underneath the basket with our head under the basket, and this is our circle finish. So our right hand is wrapping around the basket with our elbow extended. Then we've got the left hand side the same, and we're throwing in a left hand floater here just to review the floater motion we did from our new angle here at the nail. High hook finishes. This one we're going to kind of hold again for advanced. If you're really good at your circle finish, you've got through everything else in the workout. We're going to come back to this as kind of another layer, using our momentum of high glass, vertical jump, and using our circle spin finish. It allows us to get up and over a defender that really thinks they have us stopped. Like we're out wide from the paint where we're not likely to shoot as an average player, and suddenly we're up and over them with a hook that they have a really tough time defending. And then next is coming up with our Euro step of going sideways, but let's go talk about it first. So going sideways. So from the wing angle, again, most common that we're used to attacking from, if we go from the outside, so we're right hand attacking right side of basket, we're on the outside and our Euro is going from outside to in. And to do a fairly easy finish for this one, we're going to do a floater at the end of it. So our Euro step is going from the edge of the lane to the middle of the lane, and then we're going to be on our left foot in this case and shooting a right-handed floater. Kind of natural body mechanics. All we're really changing is our third step. If we're attacking with a dribble, you talked about footwork last week. If we're attacking with dribble plus 2 more steps to basket, we're taking dribble plus 1 forward, and the third step goes sideways. That's what creates the Euro step action, really creates space away from your defender. I always look at defender's hip position and trying to get behind their back. When they turn their hips across our path to try and cut us off, our Euro step should take us directly behind their back and opposite their momentum, so that they're running toward the side of the paint and we're pushing our body toward the middle of the paint, and we get a lot of separation space to be able to get off a shot. And floater works great in that scenario because there's usually more defense right next to the basket. We're getting away and up and over before they can contest our shot. The second one from the wing angle is to first be attacking across the rim. So we were right side wing angle. We were attacking as if to go finish on the left side of the backboard. We just looked at our circle finish and the defender cuts us off. So now our Euro step goes from our inside, which is our left, over to our outside, which is our right foot. And then we're actually going to finish with our left hand. So it's an inside hand finish. We'll talk about that more in the next couple weeks. But for now, footwork wise, we want to think about it as inside out. I'm attacking middle, and my Euro step goes away from basket to the outside. We'll get a view of what that looks like here in a second. And then the third one, probably the most complex, takes a little more getting used to. But from the nail angle again, center of our free throw line, our Euro step is going to go inside out again. So we're in the middle of the court. We're Euro stepping away from the basket. But we're also going to rotate our shoulders here. To use our back as a shield, we're going to end up coming up with a inside hand finish. So if we were attacking right initially, we're in the middle of the rim, and we Euro step to our left foot, we're going to use our right hand to finish on the left side. So again, kind of complex movement. We'll see where you're at, if that one is a worthwhile fit for you to try to practice, but we're at least going to show it to you on video, probably show it to you on the court, give you a crack at it, and we might just hold it for later as you work on your other finishes first. Here's our inside out first. We're going in, we're stepping out, and we're finishing with our left hand on the inside. And from the other direction, here is a floater from the outside going inside and shooting a floater. We can do that symmetrically with each hand. And then the Euro step reverse is what I talked about from the nail. We're sidestepping that defender, and we're turning our body to come up with our inside hand, the hand closest to basket. So we can apply these with a dribble. This is going to be our progression that we go through with you on the court. So summarize week 2, talking about transforming momentum. We're going to get you really good at getting vertical jump so that hopefully you're higher, closer to the basket, and taking away that forward power that causes you to miss more by hitting the glass too hard. We're going to work on taking it up, hitting the glass on its way down, hitting above the square. And then we're going to work a lot on circling around the basket, getting that elbow extended position, getting our thumb to backboard spin, and then finally going sideways, getting both our outside in and our inside out Euro steps so that you're comfortable whenever a defender turns their hips across your path, you're going to be able to change direction and come up with free space to hopefully score where nobody else can contest you. That's it. We will see you on the court.